The Tony Elumelu Foundation has created over 160,000 direct and indirect jobs across Africa in 3 years. This long-term investment in empowering African entrepreneurs is emblematic of TEF's philosophy of Afrocapitalism, which positions Africa's private sector, and most importantly its entrepreneurs, as the catalysts for the social and economic development of the continent. Joining me to discuss this further is Mrs. Owen Omogiafo, the Chief Operating Officer of TEF, and Mr. Ramon Nasir, who won't be joining us this morning from the United Bank for Africa. Good morning.
Good morning, Katura.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm very well, thank you. Recovering from a brief illness, but I'll be okay.
Great.
Now, let's look forward to what's taking place this weekend. So tell me briefly, what is the TEF Entrepreneurship Forum?
So the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Forum is one of the pillars of the forum, of the foundation. It's one of the programs that we do to encourage entrepreneurship in Africa. It brings together over 1,000 African entrepreneurs, over hundreds of business leaders, investors, media, and other people who are just interested in entrepreneurship, of course, being the political ecosystem as well.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do is to create a melting pot for everyone to come together who are interested in transforming Africa through entrepreneurship. You know, for the private sector to be able to deliver on the Afrocapitalism dream, entrepreneurship has to be encouraged.
Absolutely.
So the forum is that gathering that brings everyone together. So that's why we've dubbed it the largest gathering of African entrepreneurs.
I mean, it is. You've got, over 1,300 people in one room?
Yes.
Man, oh man.
From all over the world.
I feel like we've spoken about it almost enough. Should we take a little look at what it's like?
Please, by all means.
Harnessing the ingenuity and creativity of African entrepreneurs to create jobs and generate wealth is one solution to spur innovation and development on the continent.
I'm from Ghana. My business is in the IT sector.
And I'm a fashion designer from Nigeria.
What we do, we replace candles and kerosene by making solar lights affordable for the people who are living in Madagascar.
The founder of Grits Fresh Foods, which is a company that aims to promote healthy lifestyle in Africa.
I'm from Zambia, Lusaka, and I'm in the health sector.
I'm developing a solution which can help farmers manage their farms as a business.
These entrepreneurs are part of the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, launched on the 1st of January 2015 with a decade-long commitment of $100 million to grow 10,000 African entrepreneurs. 1,000 were selected from 20,000 who applied from
African entrepreneurs from 52 countries have applied. Wow. So talk to me about the evolution and, in fact, the genesis of this. Where did this come from?
Wow. So if you know Tony Elumelu, he always talks about democratizing luck.
Interesting. Yes. What does that mean?
So it means having an opportunity to be who you need to be without knowing anybody.
Wow.
So July 31st, 2010, when he retired as the Group Managing Director of United Bank for Africa, at a live broadcast, he declared that he was stepping aside, and the very next day, he was going to start a new journey as an entrepreneur with two directions.
Right.
One, Heirs Holdings, which has grown into the conglomerate that has strategic investments in sectors across Africa,
yes.
And the Tony Elumelu Foundation, which was to express his philanthropic desire of being able to empower people, specifically to democratize luck. So that's how the Tony Elumelu Foundation came up, with the desire to encourage business leadership.
Yes.
And we evolved. We ran a number of programs. We've tried to redefine what Africa means, you know, the narrative about Africa.
That's so important as well.
Very, very important. So don't look at Africa as this aid destination place. It's not about epidemic or anything like that. It's an investment destination. It's where you've got bright minds, you've got mineral resources, you've got grits in Africa. So come 2014, the CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Ms. Paminda V, joined us. And together we came up with the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, which is Tony Elumelu's $100 million commitment to, over 10 years, identify, mentor, and empower 10,000 African entrepreneurs across the continent. So that's where we started from, and we've continued to evolve over the years. It's been very interesting. The first year, we had 20,000 applicants.
Wow.
Second year.
From Nigeria alone or from across the continent?
Across.
Okay.
In second year, that went up to 45,000. This year, 2017, we had 93,000 applicants.
Wow.
However,
man, your numbers are growing exponentially.
Because we just don't talk, people see that we are doing as well. So you've just seen you just saw a video clip about the entrepreneurship program.
Yes.
So that encourages people to apply because they know I'm not just applying for the sake of applying. I do have a chance.
And it's not just a marketing strategy to get the brand out there. You actually give people this money to assist them in their path.
Oh, yes. And it's beyond the money. Because when we speak to our entrepreneurs, they tell us about what has even been most helpful to them. So they go through a 12-week entrepreneurship training program.
Wow.
Because we believe if you can go to school to learn to be a medical doctor, to be a lawyer, an architect, you can also be taught to be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So they go through this 12-week program, very rigorous, where they are mentored and they are trained on how to be an entrepreneur. So it's beyond just having a business idea or, oh, I'm going out to do my business. It's ensuring that you're doing your business properly. So it is sustainable, it is scalable, and it's able to go from generation to generation.
Yeah.
So they go through this 12-week program. Trust me, it's very robust, right? It's extremely...
It's a grueling program,
It's extremely robust, yeah. Because it's not just you're being taught, you also have to do practicals. You have a work plan, you have tasks that you have to do.
But these are all things that these people would encounter in day-to-day business
affairs.
affairs.
Exactly. So it's almost like giving them a chance to test it before they hit the real world.
With the assistance of these mentors. And I think it's important that you're investing time in these people because money is wonderful, but you're a bank, you have money.
We're a foundation.
Other people's money. But you have money, you know? But time is it's invaluable. It's something you can never get back.
Exactly.
And this is mentorship programs that these people may not necessarily have been able to get themselves.
Agreed.
Access to business individuals who are doing supersonic things in their respective industries.
Yes. And they come from, it's interesting about the mentors, also lets you know the interest in Africa. Our mentors are not just based in Africa. They come from across the world.
Wow.
Right now, I have 108 mentors who are coming to Nigeria, right? So coming to Lagos for this forum. They're funding their way. They want to come here because they want to be a part of this African transformational story.
Wow.
And our mentors volunteer their time. So they're just committed. And the profile of people we have, they're really great.
Wow.
And you just don't get put to a mentor just like one-on-one. There are things that go into it as well. We make sure that the mentor can understand what you're going through.
Right.
So they can give you proper guidance, that there can be empathy. But that doesn't make the mentor the chairman of your board, right? It's not your chairman of your board. It's not your chief operating officer, not required to do your work.
Yes.
You do your own work, but the mentor guides you along the path that we've defined.
Wow. Okay, so let's take a little look ahead as to what we can expect this weekend.
The reason we are gathered here today is to fulfill the first promise to invest $100 million to identify, train, mentor, and seed 30,000 entrepreneurs in 10 years.
I'm from Ghana,
Zimbabwe,
Nigeria, Sudan,
Rwanda,
India.
Je viens du Gabon.
I hear stories of how entrepreneurs are transforming their communities already.
The secret is the training I got from Tony Elumelu Foundation, and I'm so grateful to them.
We took the money that we had from Tony Elumelu, and we did $1.6 million last year.
It's amazing. The hope that has been brought back to these young Africans, the can-do spirit. The future of Africa is in your hands.
Join us for the largest gathering of entrepreneurs in Africa. Visit Tony Elumelu Foundation.
$1.6 million.
Yes, agribusiness.
I mean, regardless of how much he received in an initial investment, that is remarkable.
It is.
Wow. And I feel like that goes so far in showing us exactly how you prepare these people for real life. Tell me about some of the other testimonials, because we heard Tony Elumelu in that video say what makes it worth it for him is the reactions and the remarks from people whose lives he's assisted in changing. So share some of the other testimonials with me.
Thank you. So a few months ago, we're in South Africa. So this is me just telling you my experience being in the room and seeing two entrepreneurs go on stage and talk about what they've achieved. Interestingly enough, this is October, Breast Cancer Month.
Yes.
And these two women, on their own, they're doing prosthetics. And what they do is to manufacture prosthetics for women who are undergoing breast cancer treatment. Right. And it's so fantastic. And the testimonial, because they also ensure that their goods get to people who would not normally receive them. And that's right amazing. There on the spot, because it's another thing that we do in terms of bringing people together, because we had met with the ecosystem in South Africa, right there on the spot, a gentleman gave up his supermarket chain, 90 stores to carry, their products.
Oh my goodness.
In terms of more testimonials, right? We also have people who are doing transformative things in education.
Right.
I have an entrepreneur in Delta State, Nigeria, who has set up 11 schools now, where he's teaching younger, underserved children. He has set up 11 schools. We have an entrepreneur up in the north who has set up 4 schools, taking education further. So the testimonials abound. They are just really amazing to see. Yeah. We've got an entrepreneur in Kenya. So she has a kind of, I call it double-edged business, because what she's done, so she's like kind of entrepreneur they were looking for even beyond. So she's taking her for-profit business, which is in renewable energy. She makes charcoal briquettes for use in heats and water. Then the income that she makes from that, she takes a part of it to train and mentor other young women so they can get employment. And they get employment of a minimum of $100 a month in rural Kenya. So there are just so many great stories like that in terms of what you're seeing happening. We have the entrepreneur in Uganda who has this amazing rice farm, who has an amazing farm, and his story has become so inspiring that the president of Uganda actually went to visit his farm himself. Like, I need to see what this person is doing.
Mussolini coming down to your farm. That's pretty impressive.
Yes. And there are just so many. There's so many of them. I encourage you to also visit the website, www.tonylumelufoundation.org, for more of these testimonials. Look at our social media page, because it's better when you hear it from them.
Absolutely.
It's so inspiring when you hear them.
And you know what I love about the work that you're doing is the fact that you are giving opportunities to people who may not necessarily have received these opportunities. We know that. But the thing about it is, these are people who are going to then extend their own helping hand to their underserved communities because they know what it's been like to come from such hardship and to not have that. So it becomes a domino effect.
Exactly.
It's remarkable.
Exactly.
What are some of the ambitions for this project? Where do you see it in the next 5 to 10 years?
So we want it to be mainstreamed into what everybody does. One of the things we've been trying to do this year in particular, I told you about our numbers when we were speaking. So yes, the numbers are growing, but like Mr. Lumelu put it on March 22nd, 2017, when we announced the results, it has also become a little bit bittersweet for us.
Why is that?
93,000 people applied. We can only select 1,000 each year. So we've been talking to various organizations and encouraging other people to say, do you know what? We will give the non-financial part. We've invested so much in the technology. It's scalable. We're very happy to continue to be at our cost. We'll handle the mentoring. We'll handle the training. Right? But we'd like you to join to provide the seed capital, the first stage seed capital, which is $5,000 for them to test their ideas, to practice what they're thinking of. Okay? So in terms of where we would like to see it, 3-5 years, we want people to mainstream it, other people to take it on. So it should go beyond our 10-year program. Our target, which we are fully committed to, and we have fully financially, spiritually, emotionally committed to, is getting our own 10,000 entrepreneurs at the end of 2024. And we're on the right track to do that. We already have 3,000. Next year, we're looking forward to the next 1,000, take us to 4,000. But we can get more.
Of course.
We really, really can get more. And there are people of means, organizations of means on the continent, even outside the continent, who can invest to empower more of these people. But at the end of the day, ultimately, what do we want? An Africa that we are all proud of. An Africa that is economically independent, that is empowered. An Africa where there is peace. Because really, when you have this economic empowerment, a lot of things will fall into place.
Absolutely.
And that's the ultimate vision.
And on the continent, we have the highest rates of entrepreneurship in the world. Youth entrepreneurship. So we can catch them young. It is possible. And foundations like yours are actually making that achievable. You know, that is amazing. So in terms of the impacts that you're looking at leaving on the continent, yes, we know that we now want a continent full of young entrepreneurs that know what they're doing, that assists the continent in becoming something that we're proud of. But what sort of impact do you believe that TEF is looking to leave on the continent?
Fantastic. The impact you're looking to leave is an impact of achievement, an impact of fulfillment, an impact of hope. You know, an impact saying, I can be something without anybody.
Yes.
With the work of my hand, my idea, and of course, God's blessings, never ever to be underestimated. I can be something. I can solve the problem that we have, working with other people. I know that while we appreciate aid, it shouldn't become our be-all and end-all.
Absolutely.
An impact that I don't need to turn to a life of crime, a life of terrorism, to be able to feed my family, to be able to live a decent life, to be proud of where I'm coming from. It's about that sense of, that strong sense of, I'm African. That is the ultimate impact at the end of the day.
Wow, well, I'm definitely proud to be African at the end of that. My goodness, that is amazing. Now, you have some weighty speakers involved in this foundation as well.
My goodness.
This year, you've got UNDP, you've got USAID. Tell me about what it feels like to have such weighty speakers involved in this and to actually just donate their time and resources towards your dream.
I've abused one word so much, excited. I go, gosh, I am so excited. Then with the excitement comes, oh my God, I'm a bit overwhelmed.
Oh.
Like, wow, all these people, it just tells you how much impact we are making. Because like you rightly, I mean, people are investing their time. They're paying their way to come down here. I can't keep on emphasizing this. They're paying their way to come down here. But what it shows is the changing narrative about Africa. Is saying that these bodies believe in what we are doing and that they believe that this is the way to transform Africa. If you speak to them, they're talking about investments. It's no longer about grants. And they are coming to talk about it. So we have two panels in particular. One is about investment, showing, okay, how they are able to invest in Africa. There's another panel that's talking about how they are changing their narrative about how they're looking at Africa. Because before, Africa was where you're just coming to drop, you know, like, I mean, you're having chats with organizations like the Red Cross, and they're talking investment, they're talking empowerment, beyond just
let's not talk about the Red Cross too much. I'm not a fan, but that's another story for another day.
Another day, but together we can all, since we're all now coming together towards a common vision, and it's really, really encouraging to have these kind of speakers come in. And even beyond the speakers, we also have guests from highly reputable organizations.
You have some leaders of nations that are going to be attending as well. I mean, talk about an important conference, my word.
Yeah, it's the quality of people who are coming in because they truly, truly do believe that Africa, in fact, it's not the next frontier, it is the frontier.
It's the final frontier.
It is.
Amazing stuff. Well, I mean, I don't know, is it too late to register and sign up to attend this weekend?
My special guest, you're welcome.
Oh, wow, thank you. Do I also get a grant?
So
my startup idea that I will think about.
You know me already, so I don't know if this qualifies and you don't need to know someone.
I'm an insider now.
But January 1st, 2018, the fourth round will open.
Wow.
And we encourage entrepreneurs from across the continent to apply.
Amazing.
We encourage people to apply. And note, you don't have to have started running your business. Because we also look for your business idea. Because sometimes an idea is all it takes.
Absolutely.
We've grown our impact for women in particular. The first year we ran the application, we had 28% of our applicants being women. As at this year, it had gone up to 36%.
Wow.
In some countries, actually, 100% of our entrepreneurs are women.
Wow.
It's amazing.
What countries are those? Telling would be sharing, wouldn't it? Okay, you can keep that one to yourself. But that's amazing to know. So you're saying by January 1st, 2018, if we do not have a business idea ready right now, we can work on one in the next few months.
And there are lots of information on the website. Go there. It's almost like having some scripts. I don't want to call it a cheat sheet, but you can go there and begin to prepare yourself. Do not wait until January 1st, 2018.
Yeah.
Begin to prepare yourself. Plan your, but because the whole form is there already, prepare yourself, reach out to others who have even won, who have gotten the award. Follow the foundation's social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Follow, right? Sign up to the newsletter because there's always a lot of information there that will guide you into, okay, this is what we're looking for. Because you also need to keep in mind, We're going to pick 1,000 out of it.
So what will differentiate you, separate you from the pack?
What brings you different? What brings you in? And we partner with Accenture development partners in selecting these people as well, to ensure that there's high credibility and transparency.
So you're well audited.
Oh, geez. It's very, very well run. So we give them those who've applied. They go through. So you can imagine the rigor they will bring through the process. These are management consultants of high repute. They're going to bring a lot of rigor to it. Yeah. So you need to ensure that you're able to get past it, right?
So if you were to give, I know we have the cheat sheet available on the website, but if you were to give my viewers an extra special little cheat, what would that be? A little tip or trick that they can use?
Well,
to prepare themselves.
I think it's important that you're able to, able to communicate your passion through what you've written down. Because people need to keep something in mind. It's what you've written down that will make the person reviewing your application decide.
Absolutely.
That's all the person has. It's what you've put down. Yeah. So it's in your best interest to express your desire, convince the person through what you have written. Look at that application almost like your resume. You know, if you're writing your resume, you just don't leave short sentences and run away. What if you don't get called for an interview? Yep. Because in this process, you actually do not get called for an interview.
So you must really sell yourself on paper.
Sell yourself. Express what impact your business is going to make. Talk about the milestones you're going to achieve. Talk about the people, what already exists in your ecosystem. Because you see, some people always think, oh, this place is crowded. Hey, hello, no. If you're able to say, okay, yes, it's an established sector already, but this is what I am bringing.
This is
how
my
I'm going to
unique
disrupt
selling
it.
point.
Exactly. Yeah. Your unique selling point. What are you bringing to the table? Yes. How are you going to stand out? It's important that there's a lot of time spent in preparing your application because that is really what's going to speak for you. And the program, we've also made it so rich so that it's multilingual.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so we get applications in Portuguese, French, English. And we have the capacity to review all of these applications because we don't want a situation whereby you get, maybe because of language barriers, you're unable to communicate your passion, communicate your idea. So we've gone to that level.
That's amazing.
And another thing is that people should remember that it's a technology-driven program. Because of the scale of the program, that is the way we can run it.
Right.
To run it at scale, we leverage a lot on technology. So also ensure that you have the infrastructure in terms of data, connectivity, a good device.
Ensure that you can access it
exactly, that you can access it, because it's always so sad towards the end of the portal. And please don't wait till the last minute to submit your application.
Well, yeah. Do not wait till December 31st.
It actually ends. So the portal is open from January 1st to March 1st. So it's closed March 1st. Then we announce the results on March 22nd, which also happens to be Mr. Lumelu's birthday.
Oh,
so we announce the results
like this.
on that
So there'll
day.
be cake and there'll be checks. My two favorite C words.
I like that, cake and checks. I have to use it another time, right? So don't wait to the last minute, because as the applications come, we're looking at them on a rolling basis. So don't wait to the last minute, because sometimes when you're trying to rush in, anything can happen from your end. I've had people tell me, oh my God, my link failed, data went off, power went off, and I couldn't submit my application.
But if you'd have done it 2 months ago, you wouldn't be in that position.
You have from January 1st to March 1st to submit, because you actually have from now till then to begin to look at the portal, see what is required, and prepare yourself. I kid you not, I have people who submit January 1st as soon as it's open.
I mean, you might as well give yourself a competitive edge, you know?
Exactly.
Help yourself win. If I'm the first thing you see, then it's more than likely I'll be one of the ones you remember.
What better way to say Happy New Year to yourself?
Exactly. Happy New Year, give me some money.
Give me the opportunity to get some money.
They're even better.
Yes.
Now, we've spoken a lot about social media handles and following that and getting access to the newsletter and going on the website. But for those who missed it, tell us again what those handles and websites links are.
Okay. So we're on Instagram, and the Instagram handle is Tony O. Elumelu Foundation, right? We are also on Facebook. We use the same name. We're on Facebook as well. So once you put in Tony Elumelu, it will come up.
Okay.
And we are on Twitter as well. The Twitter handle is at Tony Elumelu FDN.
Okay.
Right? But it's all there. But the hashtag for this year's forum, which is very important, I know you might not be able to remember the handles, but the hashtag is simple. is TEF Forum 2017.
That's so easy to remember. And we've got your website up on screen now, so
Great.
the TonyAluminuFoundation.org, I believe I saw.
Yes, please, .org.
Wonderful stuff. So remember to hashtag all your posts.
Yes.
TEF Forum 2017?
Yes,
there you go.
2017. Right.
I'll be hashtagging all my pictures.
Thank you,
Make sure
Katura.
pick me.
I will.
Thank you so much, Owen.
Thank
it's been
you
a pleasure.
very much. Pleasure, Katura.
Time now for a short break on the morning show, but stay tuned as when we return, I'll be speaking with another entrepreneur who now owns her own SME. Don't go away.